Hi, this is Dr. Roger Hanegraaff with your course information syllabus and really our plan for the semester. So this advanced ranch management and planning and analysis course has really got a couple of primary goals. And so those are really outlined in our syllabus and the content that we're going to cover. This will be an online delivery class this semester. So I wanted to also make sure I address how we're going to take care of that. And then I also want to talk about week one in the content and what you should take a look at for this week, as well as how you should prepare each week. So to do that, really the best place for us to start is the syllabus. So let's take a look at first the online Blackboard system that you'll need access to, and then the second part is the syllabus. So we want to take a look at that and look at it section by section. All right, let's take a look. When you get into your Blackboard system, you will see 2 weeks that are open for you, or 2 sections. The first is the course introduction that I'm going to go over in the syllabus, and then the other is the first week one we have and information that's listed there. Now you can see all the other weeks are filled out, but they're grayed out, so you can't see them when you log in, but this is the entire course that we have planned for the semester, and I'll be altering it as we go. First thing I'm going to do is click on the syllabus to open that up and take a look at that. Now the syllabus is going to give you some important information right away. Of course, it's an online delivery course. My cell phone is listed right here for you to reach out to with call or text when you need information. If you don't get me, please leave a message and I'll get back with you. Also my email, you can reach out to me right here. As far as course information, you'll be required to have a time value of money calculator. I like the HP 10B2, and that's a app actually you can load to your phone that's really handy and super cheap. And then, so anyway, some time value money calculator, because we'll need to make some calculations and I'd like you to have that tool. Our main focus is probably going to be utilizing Excel. So if you're probably already familiar with that, if you're not, you'll learn a lot more, I hope, there. As far as the course information description, these are listed here. You can take a look at those. As far as moving through the actual detail, that's what I wanted to get to. So our course schedule is going to break the class really into 2 large sections. And I'm going to handle them in reverse order. This is the second time to teach this course, and really last semester, the last year I taught it, is where some of this changed. One part of the course is going to be financial projections. That's accounting, financial management, financial analysis. Really, we're focusing heavily on cash flow budgeting and how a cash flow budget can be used to create projected financials and analysis that relates to that. That'll involve time value of money, capital budgeting. Lots of things are in this financial projections core part of the course. So that's a major focus for the course, and you'll see that as I go through the parts. Now the next part is the futures market trading and risk analysis. This is a part of the course that I added based on some feedback last semester or last year, and so that's the part that we're going to actually be starting with so that we can run that through our semester. But that's the first 2 parts. As far as what we're focusing on this week, it's about really supply and demand factors and the futures market. So an introduction to that this week. Now, we don't have a Zoom meeting. This is an error here. I need to take that off. What I did want to do in week 2, so that's going to be not this week, but next, is I really wanted to get into an introduction to financial management and financial analysis. I wanted to get that part started, and we're going to do that through a Zoom meeting. The scheduled time is 4 p.m. on Monday. We'll probably take about an hour to review some information. That's the normal class time this was originally scheduled for, so hopefully that works for everyone. If not, let me know if we've got some problems there, and we can try to work around them, but I think that will work for most of the students. Here is the Zoom meeting link. I went ahead and put that in the syllabus, but I'll also be emailing that out. Also, next week we will start trading simulation. Now that's really how you're going to learn about the futures market, is through a simulation system. It's done in StockTrack. It'll cost you about $25 to get set up for this simulation, but we will go over that next week and get you all started. As we get you started trading, that kind of gets the futures market going. From there, we will then back up and do, in week 3, back to the financial management and basics of accounting, debits and credits, and kind of get to work there. We will then get into cash flow budgeting and how the budgets work. Then we will also get back into stock track and talk about how the trading is going. There'll be some terms that we'll cover. And so that kind of wraps us up into exam 1 in some of the content that we have to kind of just make sure you understand the basics of the financial management section and the basics of futures trading. 2 focuses of the class, all in an exam that will be about in week 6 for us. All right, after that, we will really start focusing more on the financial management and we will get into cash flow budgeting and loan amortization and utilizing Excel to manage that. We will go through all of that and we will continue on through the capital budgeting and then continue trading. And then there'll be an exam 2 about in the week 10 window. After that, we'll move more into some trading tools for the futures market. And then we'll go through some other parts about supply and demand and international trade, price theory. We will continue to work our way through the cash flow budgets. And then really all of your work in the cash flow budgeting, the time value of money, capital budgeting, I should say, financial statements, all of that is going to be tied into you to develop a final project. So in this class, you need to begin with end in mind, and that is you've got this financial analysis project that we are going to be covering the content, but you are going to have your own project. Last year when the students had this assignment, some of them connected this into their King Ranch project. Most people seem to pull this out in some smaller separate project. One was looking at a dude ranch kind of situation where how much money would it take to get a dude ranch acquired and money it would take to run it and how much income would come in and what does that look like over the long-term plan. That's a great example of a cash flow budget. So my hope is that all of you will come up with some kind of a business project that you can then take and fold into the format that I show you here from the cash flow budget section all the way through these weeks. So about week 4 is when this really picks up that applies, but you're not going to make that application yet, but you're going to see some steps of how we're going to do common approaches. Then you will have time when you get after exam 2 to start working on your own project and build that as a final exam project that comes to you at the end of the semester where our final exam is located. All right, so we'll talk more about the projects later. Don't let that worry you too much, but I did want to create kind of a core project that you could follow along. We'll talk more about that next week in our face-to-face, I say face-to-face, online meeting done through Zoom. So it ought to be pretty easy for us to get done. Let's get back to here. That's the syllabus. Now, what are we going to do in this week? I do want to go ahead and introduce you to the futures market. So if you click on week 1, you will see a history of the futures market, a presentation I did. Ignore the week 4. That's from another class. I pulled that over in. But these are some videos that I made, or the first one's not. The first one's just a general introduction to what the futures market's all about. And then I've got very specific ones here about what is the futures market and how does that connect to agriculture, who uses the futures market, and then what is this concept of price risk. And that's really what we're managing through the futures market and its application. All right, so that kind of gets us started for this week. All right, hopefully this video helps you see what we're going to cover in the course, how to get to the syllabus. Hopefully everybody knows how to log in, but we will. This week I thought was maybe too hectic with schedules, but next week on Monday at 4 p.m. till about 5 or 5:30, we will cover the main content of our class through Zoom, and that's set up in the syllabus. Any of the other Zoom links will go right into Blackboard, so you'll be able to click on those. I'll also communicate via email. You've got contact information on me, and so hopefully we can have a smooth semester and really gain some content I hope that helps you in this concept of advanced ranch management and analysis for an operation. Thanks.